Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
They're here.
Welcome back. It's spooky as all heck. Ooh. But not so spooky that I want to have to bleep my cursing. I try and maintain it. It has an extra level.
It adds an extra level. It's
editing.
quite ghoulish of you to do that. We're already halfway through.
Heck.
We're already halfway through October. Figure that out. When did that happen? It is technically, it is over. We are over halfway through October. It feels like November out there, though.
Speaking of October,
yes,
I have many preambles. I have
okay.
so many
All right.
preambles.
Yes, please.
Let's hit him up. This weekend.
Is the last weekend I'll be 33.
True.
Yep.
Ladies, he's single.
Also true.
This weekend, I'm doing something with pies. I don't even know.
What? I love pie.
There's some kind of like Hollowell go store to store and taste their pies thing.
So are you making a pie? Or are you gonna...
My wife is.
Okay, good.
A couple of them.
What kind of pie?
I don't even know.
No, because I mean, you probably should like.
Look, I'm going to pay for the ingredients with store money, but this is a free marketing thing. There's some kind of pie thing. Just look it up. It's happening this weekend.
I'm certainly going to try and make my way down there to get some free pie.
There's a bunch of pie.
What you should do is you should explore around and see what the other pies are going to be and make sure that you, A, either don't have a duplicate pie, or B, your pie is going to be far superior than the other pies.
Who cares? It's free marketing.
People who are pie aficionados.
Well, they can enjoy whatever pie I give them that my wife makes, because I'm not doing anything.
All looking for their little piece of the pie.
You'll get a cup of pie.
Emily, what kind of pie are you making? Blueberry pie.
Oh, that's the kind of pie.
Blueberry pie. Thank you, Emily.
And then the weekend.
Dare I call it boo-berry pie?
You do dare.
I did, in fact, dare.
The weekend after that, there's going to be Halloween Comic Fest on October 27th. That's the Saturday. There's going to be free comics given away for that day only.
Oh, is that
for all ages?
Is that the trinket day where you have trinkets for the kids?
I don't think. I'm just going to have comics, I think. I don't even know if I'm going to do candy this year. I might just do comics.
Really?
I mean, I got a bunch of them, so do I really need to double down unnecessarily?
I guess not.
So that's the thing that's happening. And also, if we're talking preamble...
Are you going to dress up on Halloween this year?
I haven't. As a guy who loves Halloween in October, I'd never dress up. I haven't dressed up in years.
Well, you are 30 years old, so...
The last time I did was like for a Halloween party. I don't even know how many years ago. 5. Let's comfortably say 5.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with like if you have children and you dress up to go out with them. But if you're like, I guess there's nothing wrong with dressing up. Like it's just I'm gonna be 34 on Halloween.
6.
I'm not gonna dress up and go out as by myself. But if you're with like a group, but again, if you're like a Halloween costume party. But I think maybe dressing up just to dress up and walk around the community.
Those are things. Also, I did a show last weekend that I forgot to announce that I was doing.
Yeah, that was really good. So if you didn't go to the show,
Super Mega Fest. It was a good time.
Down in Massachusetts, correct?
Yeah.
This isn't the one that takes place in the mall, is it?
No, I'm not going to do that one again.
Okay.
I'm not going to say which one that was.
It
wasn't great.
Was this the Worcester show?
This was in Framingham.
Oh, okay. I had family who lived in Framingham for a while.
It was a good show. I made a good chunk of cash. I did some things that I wanted to do. I saw one celebrity who was on more cocaine than I've seen anyone on in a while.
Really?
Like, they didn't do like a friendly bump. They did at least 2 lines minimum.
Did you see them do the lines, or is this like
no? It's one of those things.
Or you were assuming that this person was.
If you were 100 yards away, you could have picked it out. It was like, oh,
maybe they're overly excitable. Maybe they were very excited to be at Super Mega Fest.
Yeah, no, they were just on a lot of cocaine.
Have you like?
And for slander purposes, I won't say their names, but if you look up the guest list, I bet you can figure it out. You won't know. You don't know the actors that were there as much as you've pulled out your phone to investigate this. And I will not confirm it on the show.
I'm not going to.
One of them did a ton of coke.
I feel like that's. Are you assuming, like, do you
Look,
like...
No. Yes, I am technically assuming, but imagine someone on a ton of cocaine.
I've never been around anyone ever.
Really? Not even college
No.
or high school?
No. Oh, I don't want Super Mega Face. I want Super Mega Fest.
Yeah, no, one of them was on a ton of coke. It'd be funny if it wasn't sad. It was kind of like a walking PSA, like, that's why you don't do
So
drugs.
was it a celebrity or an artist?
It was an actor or
So-
actress. I won't confirm.
I've never been around anyone who's been in
I
under
mean,
the
it
influence.
didn't hurt that they told me they were on drugs.
I'm told by Charlie Murphy and Eddie Murphy that cocaine's a hell of a drug.
No, he was.
Was he grinding his
I'm
feet
sorry,
into
he
people's?
or she.
Were they grinding their feet into somebody's couch?
They literally kept on running away and bouncing off walls.
Super
Like,
Mega Fest, man.
If there's a time to be pathetic and on cocaine, that's the show, apparently.
We'll
But
need to
from
know.
there, that's my preamble. I had a lovely show, made some money, saw some friends, saw some people on coke.
My weekend, I was in a van that hit a deer at 3 a.m.
You took its leg off.
I wasn't driving the van.
Yeah.
The van was the deer's enemy.
You slid it open hard. But
It was a
from
beautiful,
there,
beautiful deer. 8-point buck, probably 180. Would have dressed out at 180.
you got the buck. Let's move on from there to the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
So much shocking news this week. Shocking news.
Why do I feel like this is sarcasm and it's not really that
Hard sarcasm. Number one, cry if you must, but Iron Fist has been canceled from Netflix.
Oh,
Shocking that show that everybody hated has been canceled. The only sad thing is that like the last minute of that show is definitely teasing the next season.
that won't.
That will
exist.
never happen, which is fine. And now that it's been canceled, I'll spoil it because it was stupid as all hell. Iron Fist lost the Iron Fist, and then between the second to last scene and the very last scene, which is supposed to be in the future, he had regained the Iron Fist, but in 2 fists, and he could use it on guns and shoot magic bullets at stuff.
All setting the table for Iron Fist, the movie.
That was a rumor for a while that like Marvel and Netflix couldn't break an Iron Fist season, so they were just talking about doing a 2-hour movie, which might have been better.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because that first season sucked. That second season was better, but apparently it was so bad it had a rare Netflix cancellation.
Like, I don't understand why, in order to generate and see like what the interest would be in that show, is like to do like they used to do on TV, the 2-hour television special event, like the pilots. And if there's a lot of interest around it and people latch on to it,
People get backdoor pilots all the time, and they're doing one with Batwoman right now with the CW crossover stuff with Ruby Rose.
yeah, but I mean, 2-hour, television miniseries movies and then go from there. Like,
Iron Fist sucked.
is it more cost prohibitive to make a series, like a 12 to 13 episode series, or make a 2.5-hour TV movie that would be direct to Netflix?
The immortal Iron Fist isn't dead. I'm like, it's not that immortal. He lasted 2 seasons.
Oh, he dead.
2 ain't that immortal. Speaking of things that have been pushed back or canceled,
But you didn't really answer my question.
I don't know. What do you want from me? Am I a marketing man?
You're a Hollywood
Partially.
insider. You know what it's like when the sausage is made. You can peek behind the curtain a little bit.
The Flash.
Okay, apparently not.
I'm moving on.
I guess so.
The Flash movie has been pushed back from a start date of 2018 to possibly sometime in 2019. They say it's because of Ezra Miller's schedule. I say because it's a movie that is going to be bad.
Or maybe they can rewrite it and give us Flashpoint.
Maybe. We'll see.
You've lost your Superman. You've lost your Batman.
Aquaman looks good. Wonder Woman was surprisingly good. Suicide Squad.
Well, we're getting Wonder Woman 80s coming out soon, too. So,
Suicide Squad has a writer officially.
James Gunn.
James Gunn. It's been confirmed.
That was just a guess, by the way.
I mean, we talked about it last week.
I know, but I was just putting my context clues
He has
together.
been confirmed as the writer of Suicide Squad 2, not necessarily the director, although that is a possibility. But DC did this whole thing of like, we're welcoming James Gunn to the DC family, because apparently if you don't want to work with Marvel anymore, they can you. You can go over to the other side of the street, which is so weird because that's so old school comic book. Like Marvel lost so many people that just went over to DC, and then vice versa.
So
Like,
he has.
we're back-
There's no non-compete clause in his contracts. Although I guess if they terminate his contract, it doesn't matter.
I think
Well,
there,
I guess it
I
depends
think
on how it's
there is
structured.
initially, but I mean, once you're gone, you're gone.
But so how long until we get Dave Bautista as Batman now?
We all want John Hamm.
Do we?
I'll go ham for ham, 100%.
Who would you think Dave Bautista would be? Because you think Bautista would follow James Gunn.
If I had to put Dave Bautista in the DC universe, I would put him as
Mysterio?
No,
Penguin.
I mean, Mysterio is Marvel for one. I would put him as Clayface. Clayface is an actor, kind of a failed actor, who then got blasted and has all this like weird metamorphizing stuff. And he's kind of a bulky dude. So I put Batista as Clayface if I had to.
So a B-list villain.
Yeah, but it's a visually interesting villain, so I think it could totally work. I would totally put Batista as Clayface. Let's call it now.
I think he should be the Penguin.
The Penguin is like an overweight socialite.
I think he should be the Penguin.
I mean, he played old in Blade Runner, which I should rewatch because that is a good movie.
Well, remember, he also played the new Odd Job.
Yeah, that was that weird like 4-barrel guy. That movie sucks. What else do we got? Chris Evans.
Yes, I know
Coming
him.
off of his tweet of last week of being like, oh man, it's so emotional that I'm rapping on Avengers. He clarified those statements. Say, do you want to eat a little way away from the mic?
Sorry about that.
There you go. You stay over there till you have a thing to say.
Okay.
Chris Evans has said that he is neither confirming nor denying that he is finished as Captain America.
This is a total, like, I probably shouldn't have tweeted that. So
It was 100% Disney said, what are you doing? Backtrack.
It's a red herring. It's a MacGuffin.
So we'll see what that means, but he says, I mean, he will neither confirm nor deny if he is all done.
Because it'll cost him a lot of money.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like, I'm not done if you're willing to pay, because isn't that really the thing with everything in life?
All about that cheddar.
How much for you to kill a man?
Me?
You.
Oh, man. I don't know. That's such a...
Because you know the answer isn't nothing. There is a price point. What's your price point to kill a man?
I don't know. I really haven't ever put thought into that.
$1 million.
No.
Really, for $1 million you wouldn't.
No,
I'm
just,
cheaper than you.
I know we've discussed this. You said you would kill me for 500,000.
Oh, that's tempting. Yeah.
If soup came to nuts, would you really kill me for $500,000? We've discussed this. I'm just seeing if you're going to be consistent with your answer.
In real life, for 500,000, probably no. If it was you, if it was an unknown, probably.
I don't know.
If it was a stranger, I'd probably kill them and do whatever you want me to do to their body.
That's up, man. That is. I don't think I could do it. When if soup came to when the rubber hit the road, I don't know. That's a hell of a thing to live with. That's a hell of a thing to live with.
Yeah, it depends on the payday.
I guess it also depends on who are you killing and why are you killing them? Is it like an
Oh,
evil...
you're bringing morality into this. I was just bringing cash into it.
Yeah, because you can't just ask a blanket question. Because would you for $1 million, do that? A lot of people would say yes, it's $1 million, but when you put the morality aspect into it, why is this person? Would you kill your wife for $1 million?
No.
Would you kill any of your friends for $1 million?
How close?
Your inner circle of 3.
No.
You really had to think about that, and I'm pretty sure that hesitation was on me and not the other 2.
I guess not.
That's real comforting. That's real comforting. If I see somebody walk around you with a black suitcase, I'm not walking near you for months.
Ryan Coogler is back, baby.
Ryan Coogler from such hits as Creed
and Black Panther
yes.
and Fruitvale Station, which I still haven't seen. I want to see that. I think I got because I saw that it was on Netflix, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm going to watch this next week. And then when I went back the next week, it was gone. I was like, damn it. But yeah, they're bringing Coogler back for Black Panther 2 to write and direct once again.
Well, that's a given.
I mean, makes a lot of sense. The only reason that I didn't know if it was a guarantee, though, is because that he walked away from Creed. And Creed, from what I know about...
Yeah, so he can make Black Panther 2.
Yeah, but from what I know about the guys, Creed was 100% a labor of love. He's whenever I go to a sporting event when I was a kid, me and my dad, we watch Rocky 2 or at least do the montages. And for him doing Creed was 100% a passion project. And Black Panther, for as great as it came out, was more of a job than it was a passion. So I didn't know if he was going to come back for Black Panther. But I mean, I'm sure the paycheck on that is bigger than the Creed paycheck.
Also, how much do you think Sly Stallone influenced that decision? Where Sly put more of his
Or he was like,
influence
oh,
into
this
it?
is Rocky's back. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That might be part of it too. I don't want to speak to that because I mean, Coogler was a guy that went up to Rocky, or I said Rocky, sorry. Who went up to
Rocky.
who went up to Stallone at a party, was like, hey,
Rocky
man.
Horror Picture Show?
It's I got a pitch for another Rocky movie and all that. I mean, so I honestly didn't know if he was going to come back for Black Panther because I viewed Creed more as a passion project than I did Black Panther for him.
Would you have been okay if there was only one Creed? They didn't turn into a series, just a one-off?
Yeah, because I like the way it ends.
Or do you think
you could? I mean, I want more, but if you just ended it like with the two of them at the top of the steps, or like Rocky's kind of in remission from cancer, and they're doing it like real slow, and
Yeah.
you have that shot of Philadelphia. Yeah, I totally could have had that be the end. I want more, and I'm glad we're getting more, but I could have bought that as the ending, 100%.
Now, if this movie,
I could have
if this
bought
movie
the end for a
totally
couple.
tanks and it just reeks of not good, will you be upset with it?
I mean, we've had bad Rocky movies.
Yeah, they got progressively worse.
I know people love 4 for its silliness, but 4 is not a good movie.
No.
For as much as this the Creed sequel is a sequel to Rocky 4, like Rocky 4 is not a good movie. Rocky 5 is awful.
But it doesn't have to be a good movie for you to enjoy it.
Yeah, but I mean, I got a lot of
Like
reverence
Rocky
for
4,
the
like you said,
series.
not a good movie, but there are enjoyable things about it.
It's so silly. Like, did you ever see I watched it from time to time. College Humor did like a 30 for 30 on Rocky 4.
Yes.
It's so funny.
It's hilarious.
It's so funny.
Because they get guys in there too, like
like
real people.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Max Kellerman and yeah.
I love Max. Max is so great.
Oh, he's huge boxing guy.
He's so. I love watching his NBA talk. Like Max
Oh.
is great.
Yeah. Did you speaking of like boxing and fighting, I know we'll touch on it in sports reports, but did you see the Conor McGregor
Yeah, I saw all the
Deal.
controversy that came out of last
yeah,
week.
Khabib,
Boy.
I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah, all of that. Of
Malo-
like, I'll stand with my
Malikov or something
brother,
like that,
all
yeah.
that. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, it was not good. Not a good look for Conor.
But yeah,
That was a couple weeks ago, so it's getting
I
like
mean,
old sports news, but
I mean, that's going off of a lot of stuff from like throwing that like dolly into a bus and whatnot. This has been an ongoing thing.
yeah.
Whatever, more stuff, things I need to show you. Get your phone out while I talk about a thing because you're gonna have nothing to contribute to it. So I need you to look up Spider-Man Far From Home. You'll see a Spider-Man costume.
I did hear that was the new title, Spider-Man Far From Home.
We've known that for a while, but I need you to just Google that. You'll see the new costume. That's what I need you to comment on because I'm going to comment on a comic book related thing.
Does Spider-Man Far From Home indicate that he's still on Titan?
He's going to be in Europe.
Oh, so he survives Avengers 4.
What? I thought Black Panther 2 was just going to be about people crying about how Black Panther was dead. No. This week, if you listen to this show, you listen to my other show, whatever, you know that I'm a big Firefly fan. And this
You're
week...
what?
Shut the hell up.
Okay.
I'm talking. You look up
That's not
Spider-Man Far From Home, and,
Oh, very black.
then if you could, look up Mandalorian set photos.
Okay. Oh, that's a little like video of him doing something.
Okay. Let me do the Firefly thing first. Firefly, there was a preview for the upcoming series from Boom Studios with one of my favorite writers, Greg Pak, and artist Dan... I follow him on Twitter. Dan something. My initial reaction to like the 6 or 8 pages they put out is questionable because they are going back in the series and kind of inserting something earlier into it, which is immediately creating some continuity errors. There's also a weird language thing. Shepherd Book says howdy. I don't think he would ever say howdy. I think howdy is too on the nose for a space western. We see Wash doing his thing, and there is no panel above him to his right to flip his 3 switches, which is very key for that show. And we see River shooting a button that Kaylee witnesses, which will match up with like Kaylee being the only one that knows that River kind of has these extra powers. But then if you go to Objects in Space, where Kaylee's like, oh, she killed all these people in that episode that's name I'm forgetting, War Stories. So this would have to take place after War Stories, but before Objects in Space. But then Kaylee in Objects in Space is like, oh, you didn't see River shoot all these 3 guys really specifically. But also that one time she shot a button with a gun. So it just creates this weird continuity error. So my immediate reaction is I don't like going back. I want to move forward because it's just doesn't quite line up, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm still cautiously optimistic of the final product, but I immediately had like 3 red flags between not having Wash's 3 switches, River shooting a thing in front of Kaylee that's never brought up ever again, and Book saying howdy because that's not a Book thing to say. But we'll see because I do like the writer a lot. He's one of my favorites.
I don't have anything
know.
to add. I'm not really an expert on
You-
Serenity, Firefly.
We
any of
watched
that.
Serenity once like 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And Steve the Pirate dies.
That was your takeaway then, and it's your takeaway. That's insane. That's insane that's still your takeaway.
Steve the Pirate dies. All right, do you want to talk Spider-Man or you want to talk Mandalorian?
Let's do Spider-Man. It's a black and red costume. I think I like the way it pops.
Yeah, I think so too. It's sharp.
I know it's not the blue, but I mean, if you go back to those like early Ditko issues, there's some bits of it that look more black than blue. So yeah, screw it, do it.
Yeah, it's something a little different. I don't see why not.
You know, it's weird. Amazing Spider-Man #2, bad movie, best Spider-Man costume live action wise.
Oh yeah, it's crisp.
You didn't go to that
clean.
movie with me. I invited you, and you were like, "I'm hungover. I don't care."
I mean, probably.
True story.
That was a while ago.
And then I went, and it wasn't very good.
I'm sorry.
The Mandalorian. Did you look that up?
Yeah, he doesn't have a little antenna on his armor.
Well, it's not Boba Fett. It's a new one. It's a different one. Maybe it's a lady. Maybe it's a man. You don't know. But Favreau is putting it out there, and he has a weapon that's the one that he has in the Star Wars Holiday Special that maybe we'll do this year, finally.
Doubtful, but
I'm shooting for it. Unless, like, Stan dies and it screws up our holiday schedule. Live on, Stan.
Excelsior, baby. Excelsior. I mean, it looks typical Star Warsy. I don't hate it. I like it.
It's supposed to be between Jedi and Force Awakens, which would be nice to have a buffer. For as much, I mean, I should watch those animated shows. I just never have. I'm a Star Wars fan, but we'll see. I don't know.
It was a category on Jeopardy the other night. Actually, last night.
I guess that's it for comics and movie news. Let's go on to Jared's sports reports.
Thanks, Zach.
He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. Bare chested. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
It's time for another Jared Sports Report.
What are we doing? I know the Patriots won. I know the Red Sox had a bad time, and then they had a good time. And a friend of mine went to go see the second game.
Yeah, good evening, sports fans. Patriots, a big win over
New
Kansas
England
City.
sports fans, because
It's a good time to be a New England sports
well,
fan.
you used to, when we started this, you were pretty broad. You're like, this is what everything is happening here. You're like, yeah, this is just the stuff I like.
Yeah, that's fair. It's my sports reports. You don't give all the comic book news. You only give the comic book news you care about.
I only give the comic book news that we can speak on. If there's some stuff, I'm like, yep.
So, yeah, the Patriots with a big win over Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, who were undefeated at that point. Great game. Lots of back and forth. Not a lot of defense, but the Patriots defense found ways to get stops when they needed to, especially in the first half. Tom Brady with 200 career regular season wins, so good on him. The Red Sox lost game 1 of the ALCS, and then they won game 2. Of course, then there's the biggie that you're excited about. It's opening week in the NBA. The
Yeah,
Celtics,
it is.
You're so pumped up. It's
Happy Tipmas.
yeah. You're like trying to accelerate the timeline of the show tonight so you can.
I'm pulling it up right now just in case, because I'm not going to catch the opening.
Yeah, you are.
We'll see. We got stuff coming.
The game tips at 7:40, and the game tips at 8. It's 7:40 now.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, you're gonna be so.
Just keep talking while I scroll. There we go.
Okay, you're gonna be so sucked into what's going on.
I just
See,
want
it's
to have
not-
it up. I just want to have
It's
it
not.
up.
You're trying to play with something that hasn't. You got to go back in time and go to the NBA tip-off show. There you go.
TNT. Okay.
Yeah, TNT. Little Charles Barkley.
Is Inside the NBA back? I love Inside the NBA.
Oh, you got the volume up on
I
that.
gotta turn that down. All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
I love Barkley and Shaq. Shaq is one of the worst spoken people in the world, but he's so fun.
I think he was a deputy at one point, or still is,
I think so.
or a
yeah.
sheriff or something. It's
Yeah, he was part of like the honorary, like police squad or something.
yeah. We know that the Celtics are tipping off this week. We're recording this before they play, but
All right. So season predictions. How many games are they gonna win?
I'm going to say they win 60 games this year.
I say 59 because I'm being conservative, because I think Hayward's recovery is going to take a little while.
I could say 1 and undercut you Price is Right rules, thinking that you overbid, but
All right, so let's move on. So you say 60, I say 59.
yep.
Who's going to be Eastern Conference?
Who's
I
going to
say
win?
Celtics.
I think
well,
the Celtics-
Celtics are going to go. Who's the other team who's going to go?
I think you're going to have either the Celtics and Bucks or Celtics 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. They got to
What
be
about the
they're-
Raptors. You forgot about the Raptors.
But they're going to have to beat
You're gonna
both.
put the Raptors over the 76ers?
They're going to have to beat both of those teams. That's the thing.
They're
They're going to have to.
I want to say Raptors Celtics.
Okay,
But that's
I'm
just me.
thinking. I'm thinking they're going to have to beat one of those two teams, or both of them. Because if they go 1,
I think
and then-
76ers is going to be the number 4 seed.
yeah. So if they go 1-4, then they have to play the 76ers, and then they're going to have to play whoever wins that.
Who are going to be in
Milwaukee.
All right, so NBA Finals. Who do we got?
Ooh.
I feel like everyone is saying the same thing. It's not that hard of a choice.
I have a hard time believing that the Lakers are going to get there.
Everyone's saying Golden State Celtics.
I think that's a very realistic possibility.
Who wins, Golden State or Celtics?
And man,
boy, you flip a coin. For
I'm going to
me.
say Celtics in 7.
I also want to say Celtics in 7.
Why not? Celtics over Golden State in 7.
If they get,
but I think Golden State has probably a 6-game series with the Lakers before that. But I don't know if the Lakers are going to come on strong later in the year.
Lakers are going to be number 3 in the West.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's going to be Golden State, Houston, Lakers.
The Rockets are good. Still got to look at the Spurs
and the Jazz, baby.
All that jazz. There you go.
Oh, it is inside the NBA. It's been a while. Hey guys.
Well, that's because it's been the off season.
I know. What do they talk about?
Everything now because it's the season. Anyway, we got
So I'm going to say Celtics in 7. Celtics in 7 against Golden State.
Yep. I agree.
If they get home court, then I say it's Celtics.
Yeah,
I feel like
in 6 or 5.
Golden State, I think, is going to coast until they get to the playoffs because I don't think they want to use up their energy.
Well, that's what most teams do. I think that's what you're going to see the Celtics
Golden
do as
State,
well.
I mean, my main concern with the Celtics is everyone is saying they're so great. My concern is they're going to go into the season thinking we're so great, and then they're going to need to learn that, oh no, we actually have to work. That's my main concern.
I think that they're a professional basketball team. That's no. I think that Brad Stevens is going to do a good job of managing minutes. He did a great job of that last year. I think the big concern is going to be for this team is the health of Kyrie and the health of Gordon Hayward. If they can keep them healthy and keep them going and be strong and have enough left in the legs.
Kyrie says that he feels better than he has. I mean, now that an infection is cleared up with all the screws, and Hayward has been on. I mean, he's not going to be 100% tonight, but he's going to be able to get
but as
there.
they work him back in and he gets his reps and he gets better.
What's so funny is they said we're going to do 25 minutes with him. I'm like, he's probably only going to get about 25 minutes anyway because it's such a deep bench.
But yeah, exactly. They're so deep, and they made that run without Kyrie. They made it without Gordon Hayward, and now you add those 2 pieces in, and you haven't given up anything to get them, and the team is mostly intact from last year.
I think I said it before, but my main concern is the defensive end because you got guys. I mean, if you're starters, you got Al Horford doing big defense, you got Jaylen Brown doing big defense, but the other guys aren't necessarily guys who work on their defense more than they do their offense.
I mean,
without
the NBA is such an offensive league, though.
Without Baines and Horford doing defense, because you're not going to have Baines and Horford on the floor at the same time. That was kind of like the defensive part of it, and I mean, also doing guys like Ojale.
Well, I mean, most sports now, the mainstream consumers of the sport don't have as much of an appreciation for great defense. They want to see scoring. They want to see action.
Jaylen Brown.
That's why soccer's so tough to gain tons and tons of traction in America because there's just seemingly so little action. And so, I mean, they changed the rules in hockey to increase scoring. The rules in football make it, like Tom Brady said this week on a Westwood One interview with Jim Gray, football is at that level now is so much more skill and space-based than it is really physical pound grinded out. But the Patriots are starting to kind of play that style of football, which is really interesting.
It looks like Patriots are taking just looking at numbers, looks like they're going for a Super Bowl run again.
They always do. But I mean, they've scored 38, and 43 the last 3 weeks, or 36, 43. And it's no coincidence because of the return of Julian Edelman.
Do you still feel, because originally you had said Patriots Saints, do you still think that's the way to go?
I don't know. I mean, the Saints are looking pretty good, but then I don't know. Los Angeles, the Rams, they're really impressive. Man, the thing about the NFL is when you think you know it and understand it, you totally don't. Is Shaq rapping on this, by the way?
I wasn't really. Is he? Oh my God, I think Shaq's rapping.
Wow.
Inside the NBA.
The
Kazam
American
style.
Express. Watch
Shaq
Travis.
Fu.
Wow, watch Travis Scott sicko mode. Look at him go.
Oh man. Oof.
He almost ate that man.
Because Shaq is a beast.
Wow. Good for Shaq.
Shaq's one of the best personalities in the NBA of all time.
Yes.
For as much as he sounds like mush when he talks.
He looks like Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince right now.
He's dead, so harsh.
I'm not saying he looks like the corpse of James Avery.
Jeez. All right, is that what you have for sports?
Yep, that's what I have for sports.
What is this? This is new?
Yeah, it is.
We can't hear it. We're just looking at the video.
You can't hear it. All right, well, anyway.
Audio tune. Don't know what it is? I'll check it out later. So, because it's the Halloween season, I guess there's nothing more to do than check out this new segment.
Hey, Jared.
I like your style. I find it very erotic.
Now, Let's get the lowdown on love with Junior Rich.
Wow.
What is the lowdown on love
I-
with Junior Rich?
I don't really have anything to add.
Look, I'm going to try
what
and
do you-
ease you into this segment. Let's say it's the year 2018. You're on the dating scene. What is the dating scene advice for 2018? The most key advice you could give.
Don't be me. And that's the lowdown on love
Wow,
with
sad.
Junior Rich.
Let's say you're on an app or two. What would you do? What would you say?
I don't know.
Don't be the worst.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing. That's
What is this animation? Is
I don't know.
Is
This
that Charles Barkley in
That's
a
Michael.
midriff?
No, that's Michael Jackson.
What the hell?
Oh my God, what's going on over here in the corner?
Okay, so the lowdown on love is don't be the worst.
Yeah, don't be the worst.
That's what I had to
Don't-
say. What do you have to say?
Just be yourself. That person will like you for who you are.
I say don't be yourself. Be a better version of you, because that's how dating goes. What you present first is the best version of you, and then you slowly reveal the crappier version that's real. But, at least put
so
your
it's
best
kinda
foot
like-
forward.
It's kind of, instead of putting your hand in a pot of boiling water, you put your hand in a pot of cold water and then turn the heat up.
You just want to be your best self first. Isn't that what you want when you start dating? Is you want people to see the best version of you?
Yeah, but
How's this become my segment? This is your segment.
Here's my theory on that. Why aren't you trying to be the best version of yourself all the time?
Because it's tiring.
Again, why aren't you trying to be the best version of yourself all the time?
Hello.
Okay, so
Embiid.
here's a great story. All right, I was at a football clinic, and Jack Cosgrove, who's now the Colby football coach, he was a longtime UMaine football head coach, talks about how he had all of his freshmen every day had to check in with him before 7 or 8 o'clock or something like that, and guys would come in, the freshmen would come in early in the season, and they look like they obviously just rolled out of bed. They're in their sweatpants, their hair's all disheveled.
This is a story about love involving 14-year-old boys. It's a lowdown on love.
No, these are college freshmen.
Okay, so 18-year-olds.
But listen, it's not about that. It's about the message. Okay, so the requirement was they had to get up and meet with him every day by a certain time, and they would go in kind of all disheveled, just woke up. And he would say to them, this is how you show up for this. Imagine if you walked out there and the girl of your dreams walks by and she sees you looking like a bum. And he says, sure enough, they start coming with their hair combed, wearing better clothes. They look more professional. So, yeah, it takes a little more extra effort. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but you should always be trying to present the best version of you.
Just to be clear, Jared goes on every first date with a blue and white checkered shirt, khaki shorts, and Birkenstocks.
I don't wear the Birkenstocks as much anymore.
Great.
They've kind of wore them out.
From there, we're moving on to one more Jared segment.
I thought you were trying to
You have so many
you were not
segments.
being helpful in
Yeah,
any
have
way,
so
shape, or
many
form.
segments of this show, but it's fine. 'cause
This is my show, damn it.
you've
I am the damn show.
You've monopolized it. But Jared's Reading Corner is a thing we're doing
It
now.
took me 140 episodes, but
Boo.
here I am.
Boo, we're here. It's Halloween. Jared's Reading Corner. Don't flip my notes. I need those. Do a swamp thing. It's a theme time.
All right, well, we're going to...
Hang on, you need to give me a pause for the theme. 3, 2, 1, theme.
It's Jared's Reading Corner.
You can talk now.
Man, my name is all over this show, isn't it? Love with
Oh,
Jared.
you're just
Jared's Reading Corner.
rubbing it all
Jared's
over the
Sports
place.
Reports. The whole back half of the show belongs to me, son of a bitch. So we're...
Just give me a swamp. Give me a thing.
We're going to go back to the Bronze Age of comics and meet Swamp Thing.
In July of 1971 with... what's the name of this book?
It is from, I will tell you, and it's my reading corner. Get out of here. This is from the House of Secrets, the DC House of Secrets. Came out in July.
Of 1971.
Number 92 of the House of Secrets, from which there is no escape. And we get Swamp Thing, Len Wein, and Bernie Wrightson. Story and art, respectively, on this piece.
So Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson, almost pronounced correctly both times.
Hey,
And also, unfortunately, both guys that we've covered their deaths of since we started this show.
It's true. We have.
Which is kind of a bummer, because, these guys are both legends. So we've done... think we've done Len Wein stuff before. We've done Bernie Wrightson
I could have told you it was 71. It's signed right there on the cover, 71.
Do you remember when we did Creep Show? The Stephen King one?
I do remember that.
That was all Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah, there was also a movie. They made a movie
love-
out of it, too.
Do we... I think we just did the book. Did we talk about the movie, too?
We glossed over the movie, but we really talked about the book.
I like both. I think the book is better than the movie, although I love the movie.
The movie doesn't it have like a Crypt Keeper, like a version of the Crypt Keeper?
An approximation, yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, Bernie Wrightson is one of the all-time greatest artists of all time, and Len Wein, I mean, co-creator of Wolverine, co-creator of Swamp Thing. Len Wein has some serious credits. In this one, most people will know Swamp Thing as Alec Holland, or, Swamp Thing taking at least the personality and memories of Alec Holland and being with Abby Arcane. But this is a different Swamp Thing who mostly appears only in this one issue, which was part of an anthology book, so it's not even a full issue.
Yeah, it's really short, but it's the origin, unorigin of Swamp Thing. But we get this, obviously, green, because we know that the Swamp Thing is green. Character kind of morossing through a swamp, and there's a house up on the hill, and he talks about
His lover.
He does get to his lover.
Do they have spiced meats?
It's not Barbara Hernandez. And they're not in the scalding waters of the hot tub.
You got there. You got there all on your own.
They're not hearing the pounding of native drums.
I love that bit so much. I love seeing Rachel Dratch back like 2 weeks ago on SNL. It was just like they didn't call a big attention to it, but she was just there, and the audience freaked out, and so did I.
Oh, she's great. That's one of the Welshly arms.
I love Rachel Dratch.
So anyway, this beautiful, great big house, and Swamp Thing is walking towards it
in the early 1900s.
Yes. The thing about this though is it gives it away right away. On the second page, you understand. I was able to just jump to the conclusion without ever having done any research. We see some people inside, a couple recently wed, only 6 months wed.
What are their names?
Linda and Edgar. No, not Edgar.
Damien?
Damien, yeah, Damien. Edgar and Damien.
And Linda is sad because what happened to Linda?
Her previous husband, Alex, he dead.
Not Alec, mind you, Alex.
Alex.
They didn't try that hard to change the name later on.
No. So we get kind of a flashback, and apparently Alex, her previous husband, who wears...
Supreme scientist mind for a generation.
And wears a wickedly sick, ruffled shirt.
Sure.
He's got the big ruffly shirt, man. He was disco before disco was disco.
I don't want to be a pirate.
You don't have... He's wearing a velvet leisure suit.
Did you get that reference?
No.
I Seinfelded that
See, I was just never... growing up, I didn't have NBC, so I never really got into Seinfeld.
That was one of the... it was ABC, NBC, CBS.
Show about nothing. No, I got CBS, occasionally Fox, when it turned over from being PAX.
Tis over there.
Oh,
that was season 4? Was the puffy shirt?
I mean, I know about Festivus, and I know about some of the major things. Yeah, the Festivus.
I got a lot of problems with you people.
The airing of the grievances. So anyhow, we have this flashback in which Alex gives her a golden bracelet, which really never comes up again in this whole story.
True, weird.
Which you think probably this is supposed to have some sort of significance down the line. But that being said, the vile Damien creates an explosion.
A boom boom.
Yeah, which definitely screws up Alex's day.
Yeah, blows him up, buries him in a swamp. He comes back as Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
And then Damien's like, Linda's going to figure this out. He's like, I'm going to give you a shoulder rub. Don't worry about it. But he brings a syringe over to kill her with.
You missed the part where, Damien's always been in love with Linda, and Alex, who is supposed to be his true friend.
Yeah, he loves her so much that he's going to kill her.
Yeah, to see her so close, but so impossible to have, and now that he thinks, I killed her so I can have her, in reality he can't have her, so he's like, well, screw you, I'm gonna kill you. Alex comes breaking into the house and smothers
Swamp Thing, just murders Damien.
Strangles Damien. I love how they describes it. He says, slowly, certainly, I forced the life from Damien's black-hearted body, a life he does not deserve. And then, yeah. Oh, I also like this one. For several short minutes, Damien Ridge struggles for his unworthy life.
That's so great.
Tearing, clawing, ripping, decaying shreds from what once had been my flesh, until at last he lies still forever.
That prose is as purple as the rain Prince liked to sing about.
Yeah.
Really? You're giving me nothing for that? I just made that up on the spot. That was gold.
Just like her bracelet.
Oh, God damn it.
Purple rain, purple rain.
I thought that was great. You didn't give me anything. But because he is the Swamp Thing form, he cannot speak. And I'm going to look up a line because it reminded me a lot of it.
Well, he's just so devastated that she doesn't respond to him, and he can't make a sound, and he ends up kind of like going back. Oh, they did mention the bracelet once. You know, to me, it's the only, what's it? I looked down at the barren wrist where once there was a golden bracelet, and I wonder where it is. She's not wearing the golden bracelet, so she moved on too.
And we end it with Alex not being able to speak to Linda, and he says the line, "If tears could come, they would," the end, which very much reminded me years later in the episode Heart of Ice of Batman the Animated Series, which we've covered before, of Mr. Freeze going, "Yes, it would move me to tears if I still had tears to shed."
Oh, yes, I remember that.
It just reminds me of that a bit.
It kind of reminds me of like some of like the Hulk. He's just walking off and he's sad. You can hear like sad. Yeah, the sad piano music. So no, it was a fun little like one-off, but like you said, it totally the next time Swamp Thing comes out and gets its own #1,
it's in the
everything
it's
changes.
In the 70s and all that, and Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson still come back. But then at issue 20, Alan Moore totally recreates it in a big bad way, which is some of the best comics of all time. And yeah, the Alan Moore run is one of the best ever. Maybe we'll do that in the future at some point. Look at Joel Embiid. Sorry, we're partially watching basketball.
Walking in with a Mona Lisa hoodie, and that's a long flannel type thing that Kyrie was wearing.
Is Embiid still in the mask? It's been a while.
I mean, possibly.
Whatever.
Anyway, I know you.
I love Swamp Thing, and I think this is a great first issue. I think Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson really knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, it was. The writing was good. It did feel kind of like
it's a spooky tale.
It's a spooky tale. It's kind of It does have a little formulaic. It's a little formulaic. Formulaic. Whatever.
And a lot of people will miscredit this as being the first appearance of Swamp Thing because they don't know about Alex versus Alec.
Yeah.
So this is not Alec Holland, the main Swamp Thing that you know and love.
It's a different Swamp Thing.
Yeah, which is great. And I love this book. I think it's great. I think it's worth picking up if you can find it, and especially worth picking up if someone doesn't know that it House of Secrets number 92 is worth anything, which I've seen before.
Is it?
Yeah, it's worth money because for Swamp Thing, most of House of Secrets isn't worth that much, but this one's worth some serious cash. But some people don't know that because it's a random issue in the long run.
Yeah, that's fair.
From there, I say read it because I think it's good and I love Swamp Thing.
I'd say read it too, because why not?
Maybe next year we'll do the
Alan Moore Swamp Thing.
No, maybe the movie, because it's it's time for tip off. Let's do a letter. All right, letters to the editors.
Lot of questions, #1. Damn few answers.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Make it so.
Now that Iron Fist has been canceled, where will he go next?
I'm going to guess he's probably going to have some bit parts in some of the other Defenders.
Because I said the Immortal
things,
Iron Fist isn't done, but Defenders isn't coming back to the show, so where will he be?
I think you'll probably get him in some spot Luke Cage stuff. He'll just like kind of pop up randomly.
I'd love to see Luke Cage ended in such a way I don't think he can, but I would love to see Luke Cage also be canceled and do a Heroes for Hire show.
Okay. Kind of like the
two of them
new
teaming up,
A-team.
It's essentially the A-team. You're 100% right.
Thank you.
Heroes for Hire is the A-team of comics.
Yeah.
Where they just, they haven't been wrongly accused of anything, but
they're not, trying to hide from a military tribunal.
No. Put it up.
Okay. It's obvious that we've lost you for the rest of the show, so I think a Heroes for Hire.
I mean, Heroes for Hire would be great.
Really,
but if they could, they at the end of Defenders, Daredevil whispered into Iron Fist the year before they knew that no one gave a shit about the show that he's like, protect my city. So I think you could have Iron Fist dressing up as Daredevil like he did in the Ed Brubaker Michael Lark run and taking over for Daredevil. I don't think you could put him in Jessica Jones, but I think you could definitely do him in Daredevil or Iron Fist. Or if there's potentially another Defender show, which is a big old maybe.
But do you also think maybe he makes a surprise appearance somewhere along the line in the upcoming season of Daredevil?
It's out on Friday, so hard to tell. I don't know I think Daredevil is not going to have any guest stars because they all think he's dead. So I think they're going to kind of play that card. So we'll see. I don't really know.
Oh, maybe Iron Fist knows the truth.
We'll see. I am not against this character coming back in any way, shape, or form because I really liked him when he showed up in Luke Cage for one whole episode, but I also wouldn't be against the idea of doing more than one crossover episode. Like, have him show up for a couple.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because he was really good. That was one of the best bits of Iron Fist was the one-off that he did with Luke Cage. Do more of that. Just have him show up. Have him be a thing. It's fine.
Meanwhile, this is the most entertaining start to an NBA season ever.
Where no one makes a basket?
They've missed tons of layups on both ends of the floor.
It's been over 2 minutes and there's only been one basket made.
Yeah.
Yeah, not great.
Missed layups, all that stuff. Anyway, it's obvious that you've checked out. So, anyway, we'll talk about...
I'm trying, man.
I know, you're focused. Listen, I'll power us through here. So,
All right, tell me where
so you
I
think
can be found.
you think maybe Heroes for Hire would be your answer,
If
or
I
some
could-
one-off cameos?
I would say cancel Luke Cage and just make it Heroes for Hire and do the two of
There
them.
you go. I think you're gonna maybe see him in this season of Daredevil. It's gonna come
We'll
out
see.
that Daredevil's alive, and that's how we're gonna
Well,
get
I mean,
our buddy
we know
cop.
he's alive. Yeah, that's right, Ben Simmons. You can't take a 3.
All right. Well, if you like the show, and can, thank you to our active subscribers out there, you can help support us by going to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. For $1 a month, you get this show a whole day early. So you don't have to wait with bated breath all week, only half the week. And you can also get the Buffy Back Issue Bin a whole week early. Great interview just out on the Buffy Back Issue Bin. Make sure you check that out. The other show on
It's
the
my
network.
sassiest interview ever.
Yes, but it's quality.
Have you heard it?
No.
Okay. I like it.
But I've heard good things about it.
It is a sassy interview, but I like it. I think it came out really good.
For $5 a month, one $5 donation gets you to have the title of Duke or Duchess of the podcast. It's been a while since we've had any of those. You get praised and lauded, and your name gets forever immortalized on one of our podcasts by Sound Guy.
I'm poor. Help.
Maybe we should say like $10 and you can get Sound Girl to call you a Duke or Duchess of the podcast. But she's not from around here. She's from away.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, you're beside yourself. You're morose. If you want to check out the store in real time,
Still early.
yeah, Water Street is open in both directions as they continue to wrap up the Hollowell Big Dig.
Something with pies this weekend.
Yeah, stop by the
Halloween Comic Fest is the weekend after that.
Booberry Pie, baby. Booberry Pie. Anyway, that's at 210 Water Street in Hollowell. No sales, just pie this upcoming weekend at the store. Parking on both sides of
but then
Water
free
Street.
books the weekend after that.
Yeah, free books after that. Plus, you get to see Zach. So go there for the pie, I guess. Outside of that, all the internet platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Yeah, that's pretty much where you can find anything
And
about
you're
the store.
on. I'm coughing. And you're on Twitter.
Yes, I'm on Twitter at Junior Rich.
You want to hear about football? Then there's the man to go to react to a Patriots game.
Yes. Next week, we read a creepy AF book called Baby Teeth.
Yeah, that baby has teeth. It drinks blood.
Baby Teeth.
It's also the spawn of the devil.
Baby Teeth.
Not just the teeth, the whole baby.
Wow, it's one big tooth. Tooth Baby.
Damien, they name it. That's not true. They name it Clark after Superman.
Oh, okay, cool. So anyway,
But
that's
Superman doesn't drink blood.
next week
So
on
that's a difference.
next week on the show.
That's a Donny Cates book. He's red hot. As hot as they come.
Yes, as hot as Embiid has been to start this game.
It's still first quarter.
Yeah, there's a long way to go.
Still a lot of quarter to go. So I want to go watch basketball.
Yep.
So that'll do it for this week. We'll be back next week for Baby Teeth
Baby.
Yeah, that was a weird ending. See you then. So long. It's been good hanging out.
You just end the show.
See you in a hair.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
I'm going to watch basketball. Bye.
All right, bye.